Hello everyone. In this tutorial I am going to go over how you can create the branding for your cards in Canva, and I'm also going to go over how to upload it into send out cards. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and create a free account for Canva. Once you're in there, you're going to want to head and select this plus sign where it says more, so we can select the correct size that we need. Now I have the upgraded version, so you may notice some differences. So you want to scroll down a bit to documents and select this A4 document right here. And thanks to Chip for giving us the tip on using that size, because I was using custom sizes before and this makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to go over these a few things right here rather quickly. These are some of the designs that you can use for this size, and they can be customized to your liking. Below the layouts are elements, and you can see that there are a lot of different elements that you can use. The ones that we're going to go ahead and work with today are frames right here and shapes right here in the pink. Below that you'll see text. And Canva has already done some preset fonts for you that work well together. So you can use these that are free, or you can create your own with these right here. If we go to backgrounds, then you will see all the different colors you can choose. You can have your own brand colors. You can use from the palette. And then if you come up here to the plus sign, you can then create your own color, and you can use the color wheel to select colors. And if you happen to know the color code or hex code that you want to use, then you can go ahead and enter that right here. One other thing that you can do once you use fill a color in here is you can use a transparency. So up here to the right where the checkerboard is, you can see that you can play around with the transparency as well. So we're going to just leave this white for now. So I'm going to go back here, and you see that there are also some backgrounds that you can use. And then right here you have the uploads, and these are where all your pictures are stored. And then if you have the upgraded account, you can use the new folders and the logos. So let's go ahead and just create something really quickly. This is just to kind of show you what you can do. So one of the biggest issues that I've seen and that I've had before as well is that the pictures were too big for the back of the card. And so in order to be able to use the pictures, this is one of the solutions that I came up with. Now I'm not, an expert in Canva or anything. Maybe someone else has some better ideas, but this is what I've been able to come up with as a solution for myself. So you can see there are a lot of different sizes that you can choose from frames. There's a shape right here that you could use, the square, regular plain square, that if you wanted to, you could actually use. If you wanted to use one of the layouts and send out cards where it just has the image portion and then below it has the text, or vice versa, text up here and all that, up to you. There are also some that you could use that have borders around them, and you can change the color of the border. If you go up here to the left and select that, and you can do the same thing with the plus sign, select your own color, choose what's already here. And get rid of this one. So you can see a lot of different options right here. So I like using these circles a lot, one of my favorites. So you kind of want to imagine that this is the entire back of the card. Now this has been shrunk to 37% so that you can see it on the screen. And you'll see also that you get these dotted lines to help you guide how to center your objects. And so you can see that it's perfectly centered there. Or if I just want to center it in the page, move it, whatever you'd like to do. So let's go ahead and put a picture in here and just kind of create something real quick. So I go to my uploads right here at the bottom, and I'm gonna look for a pic here real quick. Let's just pick this one. This is my daughter. She just graduated from high school. So let me go ahead and do that again so you can see what I just did. Nope. Okay, so when you select your picture and you click on it, it goes on like that. If you're gonna go ahead and move it to the side a little bit and in like that, it'll go right inside your shape. And then you can still make it bigger or smaller. Right? So I'm just gonna make this big just so you can see it. I probably wouldn't make it this big in reality because it will actually be pretty huge, but just so you can see what it looks like, right? Okay, so you can also add other stuff. You can use other options as well. So there are a lot of options that you can use as far as filters if you want to use, right? So there's that. So those look a little funky right there. So I'm just going to leave it normal. So another thing that you can do is if you double click on the picture, I can move it to center it a little bit better. I cannot move it sideways because it is not a horizontal card. Same thing with send out cards. You can't move the pictures. If it's a vertical card, you can only move it up and down. If it's a horizontal card, you can only move it sideways. Same here. Same exact thing. So let's say I like that right there. I'm going to go over here to my check mark and do that. Let's go ahead and add some text here. Where's that one? This one. So we're going to go ahead and add this one. So a couple other things that you can do as well is, let's say you like what you're creating right here, but you probably want to experiment maybe with another shape, like maybe square. You can go ahead right here, click on that, and it'll create the same thing over again, and we can change this to another shape, the text, whatever we want to do. So let's go ahead and just play around with this a little bit. And so I'm going to go ahead and just change the name. I'm going to keep the font that's already there, but I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to go, I have it right here, clicked in here. I'm going to go to the color wheel, and I'm going to go ahead and do that and make it match the circle. I'm going to go ahead and leave this black text right here, but I'm just going to go ahead and change it. Do that. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more info. I'm going to go over here and select this one and add a little bit more text to it. Oh, it went down here. I got to make sure I'm on this one. Let's do that again. There we go. So bring this down, and you see how the crosshairs are helping me keeping everything aligned, right? So it's already highlighted for me, so I can just go ahead and and I can add the number. And actually, let me do one thing here. Let's switch this up a bit. Okay, so let's say I want to do that. Let's keep it all within the same font. So I'm going to highlight it and pick. It's already giving me the font that it's using, so I can quickly change it, right? So let's go ahead and just look at a couple other elements you can use. So I'll go back up here, go to this X so I can get out of frames. Go scroll up a bit and go to shapes. So here are just a lot of the other little things that you can do. So here are some more squares. You can stretch these out, change the color. Don't forget the QR code goes down here at the bottom, so leave room for it. I mean, you can stretch it out. The QR code is just going to print over it, so it's just your preference, right? Whatever you want to do. So, I mean, you can do something like that. You can also use something like a full block like that, make it small. Now, this will be too much, but I'm just showing you what you can do. And then I can make that transparent if I wanted to. Just all kinds of things that you can do. It's up to you. Just play around with it, get creative, and see what you can come up with. And get rid of that. So other things that, so you can see there are a lot of different options here. So some of them you can use, like this one right here. You see how you can pick different colors, right? So I can change that and then go here and change that, and then I can make it transparent, right? And then I can do something crazy like that. This won't work, but you get the idea. Just how you can kind of play around with stuff, right? Circles and circles. So just to give you some ideas. So I'm gonna go up here and do, I'm gonna, in the search bar up here, I'm gonna write in ribbon. I'm gonna try this out. And I'm gonna go down here and select this one. Oh wait, I think it must be, yeah, that's why. Okay, I have to make sure I'm in the right, select the page I'm in. Okay, so here we go. So let's say I want to use this little ribbon and put it in here. It's covered it up, so I go up here to arrange and I set it back so that my font comes forward. I can make this ribbon bigger, right? So right there. And I can change the color of my ribbon if I wanted to. I can send it back so I can bring my font forward because it'll, you can see it better that way. I can make my font a different color to make it look better. I think it looks better that way. So you get the idea, things you can do. Let's see, I'm gonna make that a little light. So anyway, that gives you an idea. So that's the second one, and then you can, you know, play around with the second one. You know, it'd probably be better to kind of copy it from here if I wanted to, and then, you know, play with it and change this to, let's say, a square. So let's go back up here to frames. And delete that element. And let's go ahead and do a square. No, it doesn't want to come up. Hold on, let me get out of here. There we go. Just being a little slow. So let's say I want to do that. Oh, not that one. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Back to uploads. Let's do this picture. Move it in and out. And right, so I have that. And then I can change the color of the border. And let's make that smaller. Right. Well, let's copy this one with all that wording. And then we would do this right there. Let's do that again. Let's get rid of this one. Let's do, and back to our elements, frames, oops. Let's change the color in that one. Let's go back to our uploads. And center it a bit. And make that a little smaller. All right. So you guys get the idea. Like I said, you can just make this just the square or just a circle. So let's say that you want to do a whole new idea. You don't want to do any of these. You have use something else. So instead of having like a lot of different pages, just saved. You can do all the back of your cards in one after another here. So I can add a new page, and then I can go ahead and let's just add, you just want a picture, right? So you just want a picture, and so you go there and you just add your pictures. Let's add a cup of coffee. I could use some coffee right now. Okay, so there you go. So let's say you want to use this one as your picture, like you just want to use the layouts that are in send out cards with the text at the bottom. So you can put your picture in here, and you see how you can now, it'll fit perfectly fine. And just center it here, and you can use that if you wanted to. And you can even do a smaller size than this, it'll work, but this will work too. And so you see, so you can rearrange these and move these however you want, right? So you can rename it right here. So you can put back of cards, back of whatever you want to name it. I'm just gonna keep it like this just so I can find it easy when I download it. And let me see if there's anything else I wanted to go over on here. Well, that's pretty much it. That's just kind of that simple. I mean, there's a whole lot more that you can do with Canva. These are just some of the basics. Just play around with it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and download it. Go up here, and I'm gonna download it. Do not do PDF. It always goes normal, reverts to PDF all the time. That's just the default, I should say. So I always use either JPEG or PNG. I usually always use PNG. Since we had multiple pages here, then we're going to select this one and the page that we wanted. The transparent background, that's only available to the upgraded one. You don't need it. Don't worry about it. I just recently, literally 2 days ago, upgraded to the paid Canva. I've used free for years. I just wanted additional features, that's all. So I'm gonna download that, and we're gonna get this one into send out cards now. I hope this is helping you guys. So I'm gonna save this, and now let's go to send out cards after we save this right here. Let's replace that. Okay, so now we're in send out cards, and let's go to the catalog. I'm gonna pick a card here. Just do this one right here. Customize it. Next. This is the only way that I know how to add backs. As far as I know, there's no other way, but if somebody knows a better way, please let us know if there's another way to do it. So that's the inside of the card. So we're gonna go to the back. So notice this is my default card. Notice it looks a little stretched, at least to me it does, but it does not print that way. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this up. So I'm gonna go to the layouts right here, and you notice that this gives me layouts of all the my branding that I already use, what I have, and then I can change them. So this is my default, obviously, and if I want to change to something else, and I can do this, right? This is the one that I use for my horizontal cards, but I've only used these in the old system. I haven't used these in the new one. I actually went ahead and sent myself a sample to see if it works. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't, but I'm just kind of making sure. So I'll see how it goes and see how that works out, if it prints out. But I've just been using this one. That's just how I've been doing it for my cards now until I'll find out how this works out, and if I need to change it, I'll figure it out. So anyway, so in order to change to the other one that we just created, we can either click up here where it says create a new one, or we go down here, either one, right? So I'm gonna create a new one, and it's gonna give me all the layouts that are for the back of my card only. So if I change this right now, look and see what happens. So if you notice with this one that I created, I have information down here at the bottom. That's just how I like to design mine. I have some, my logo for my broker is down here, and some disclosure that I need to put in. So that's why that's there. So if I switch it, it's gonna cut it off, see? And it will not print. It will not print. So I have to use this one because that's how I created it. I created it in this size. I did not create anything this small. Now I can, sometimes you can move this, some of these, see, I can move it a little, but oh, actually I can move that all the way. Yeah, it actually works that way. Okay, yeah, that's something new. So I could use it and do that, or I can just go to the full layout and just let it be and not move anything. It makes it easier, right? So these are all the other options. So it shrunk it here. So this is what I was talking about with the one, if you just create that, the square, and you just put it in here. I don't know if it would stretch it out funky. It looks like it won't though, like it wouldn't. But, and then you have your text down here, right? You can also use these, and you can just put a picture in here if you wanted to, and your name at the bottom. That's another option. So let's go ahead and use that one that we just created. So I'm gonna pick this layout. I'm gonna click on the camera here, and it's gonna take me to my images, right? And I'm gonna upload it, and that's what it looks like, right? So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to save it so that I can save it to the back of this card. And then I can either do save layout from here, or I can go to my layouts and do it here as well. Save layout. And then when I go to select existing, it should appear. See, it's down here at the bottom. I've noticed so that when I come back, it'll move back up to the top. It won't change as your default, but it'll just move up here. And then if I wanted to set this one as default, I can, or I can delete it if I want to. Or if I just want to use it for this one card, I can just leave it alone and keep this as my default, right? So if I just wanted to create a one-time thing. So then I'm going to pick next. Right? So I made sure that I saved my layout and I saved the card. And so now I'm going to take a look at my card and see, we didn't write anything inside. We left that blank. And there's the back of my card. And that is pretty much it. So I hope that this tutorial has helped you guys out a bit. If you have any questions or anything else that you may want to know, let me know. Again, I am not an expert in Canva or doing any of this. I just kind of learn by trial and error, and I just go in there, I play around with it, I see what I can come up with. I use Canva for inspiration a lot. They have a lot of ideas in there, and you can go in there and get lost and find all kinds of great stuff, but that's just how I learned. I just went in there and played with it. Same way how I learned this new system with send out cards. I just went in here and I pressed things and I went back, and until I kind of got the gist of it. You know, I'm still learning it as well, but I really enjoy it a lot. It's been a lot of fun. I love it. I think I like it a lot better than the older system. For me personally, I'm actually using it a lot more. And so, you know, I would just say for you guys to just go in and give yourself some time, be patient. We all learn at a different pace. Canva might be new to you. Just give yourself some time, be patient with yourself, go in there, play around, look at some of the templates, all the other designs, and let that inspire you. And again, I hope this has helped you guys out. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.